TROLLS Games. Join the fray.
I think on the person running the game.
I would agree.
Hello, everybody.
Make it easy on me trying to figure out how to use fucking internet.
We're live, Dave.
We're here today, and we're interviewing Sigmund Freud. He's going to be talking to us about lots of cool things. Brought his son with him.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about all kinds of cool things. Oh, wait, it's a gaming show.
Oh.
Never mind. Hold on. Wrong stream.
Man.
My bad. I got confused. Hello, Agile Monk. How's everybody?
Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry.
You got nothing to apologize for. You're all
No. Oh, I've got it, man. I pre-ordered that and the second book. I've already read the first one. I read it as soon as it came out, brother. I had it read in like 2 days. I got Unforsaken Hire on my Kindle. Yes.
What's that?
Oh, it's a great fantasy novel. You should read it. From the
What'd you
70s.
get? What'd you get?
Hiro, Unforsaken Hiro on Kindle when it came out.
Oh, those are great. Those
yeah,
are,
they're on Kindle. So I got the first
you
one.
should,
The second,
you should read
What?
those, Davis. Those.
Yeah,
those,
you'd love
I
'em,
think,
Davis.
I think those directly inform how both Chuck and I want a post-apocalyptic setting to look.
yes, it's
Like
wonderful.
directly.
Glorious.
Yeah.
You'd love it, Davis. You'd love it, Davis. You'd love it.
All right, just Skype me a whatever.
I'll
and
send you
get
some.
it on.
I'll send you some pics. Oh, and also
Is it-
that too.
Is it a graphic novel?
No.
It's from the 70s or 80s. It's just a regular novel, but you know.
Oh,
I mean,
I
you
haven't read a graphic novel in probably 20 years, but I sort of want to read one now,
yeah.
and I don't know. There's so many out there. I don't even know what to.
Let's see. Oh, Savage! My goodness, will you stop that? Holy cow! Gone crazy man here. Look at him. Thank you, Savage. That was so nice of you, buddy. Thank you. Wait, hold on. Twitch gifted a tier 1 sub to Frost John. We're getting gift subs from Twitch. Oh, that's very cool. Shit, roll on.
What?
I've never seen
Say
that
what?
before.
Really?
Is this Twitch gifted a tier 1 sub? Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe they got some because it's September right now, so they're all about that. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what all that means.
It's not really important. That's the great thing
Okay.
about being who you are. You don't have to worry about it.
I don't know. I don't really.
I'm gonna permaban Twitch.
Yeah, permaban Twitch. Yeah. Oh, easy, Agile. Calm down. Holy shit, y'all guys are going wild here. Oh, look. I think it's gifting every time somebody subs. It's gifting a sub.
I think that's hard coded. So like when you donate, it triggers bonus subs.
Must be something new for September.
Okay, wait.
Well, this is
Yeah.
September, so it's September, right? So that must be
Yeah,
something
yeah,
new
yeah.
they're doing. I never seen them do that before. That's wild. Well, shit, that's
What
cool.
September? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they try to promote more subs during September.
So portmanteau of subscription and September.
Yeah, Dave, I've never
September.
seen that before, man. That's crazy. That's cool though. Very cool. Enjoy the subs, everybody. That's awesome.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question.
Mhm.
I should have answered this.
Well, hold the question for 1 second. Let me get my spiel out. Just want to tell everybody I'm Chuck Cumbo, community director for TROLLS Games. We're here to talk about whatever, answer your questions, do updates. I don't know, play around with
And
pencils.
answers.
And we also have a giveaway going on. So if you want to enter the giveaway, just give us a follow, Extra Point Raffle. Unfortunately, you have to come over here to twitch.tv / TROLLS Games.
Lord.
Sorry,
Games.
I couldn't think. I say this enough. And yeah,
And
we'll
if-
get you there.
Oh
Here
my
is
God.
here's the link for that, guys, so you can join on if you want to from other platforms. And yeah, Davis, ask your question while I catch up with chat. See if there's any questions.
Is Drunkards and Dragons out there somewhere?
I do have a game for you, but it's not. I need to.
No. The Twitter guy from
Oh,
Drunkards and Dragons. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not touching my computer again.
what did
All right.
I don't want to know.
Okay. Who does our graphics?
Our graphics? What do you mean
Peter?
graphics?
Like for or whatever ads and stuff like that.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, most of it's me, but they
Yeah.
does
Well,
some.
I put it up on Twitter. I just like.
Yes, I saw that
Okay.
shit earlier. I saw that. You
Yeah,
want me to
just
make your
throw
life
shit in
better?
Word and then screen crap it.
That's
Screen
all
cap
he's
it?
doing.
Yes. It's all low resolution and it looks like garbage. Yes, I've
know.
noticed.
Yeah, that would be
You
me.
can see
Hey.
the noise and the pixelation around the
I
character.
tell you
Everything's
what.
fuzzy.
let's plan on me and you get together and talking either tomorrow or Monday or something about it, because I do want to talk to you about some stuff with drive through anyway. So that would be good.
Oh crap!
I want to make your life easier.
I need to do something on drive-through too.
Do you?
Yeah, I need to put something on sale for the weekend.
Am I? Shouldn't be.
Let's take a vote. What do we need to?
You
put on
guys are
sale
going
on?
crazy here with all these craziness here. Let me go back through. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the subs. That was really one of the biddies. That's just amazing. Thank you so much. And Agile, yes, we love our veterans for sure. Really do. Alan
What's
Rose
the topic today?
from across the pond is saying, I'm in UK. Just heard from one of our public partners, North Carolina, about a hurricane getting through. Yeah, it's coming into Florida. It should hit landfall about 9 to 10 tonight. And it's going to hit, and they're saying it probably won't slow down like they normally do. It may stay at Category 3. It's going to fuck shit up, that hurricane that we've been talking about all day.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
And it's going to be coming right up past where I live.
that's why it's raining at your house.
Oh, it's out. Yeah, it's been raining like for 2 days, and now it's going to get worse. We'll probably lose power tonight. I'm sure we will, because we'll hit winds about 10 o'clock. The winds will hit us, the hard winds. That's what they're saying.
70 and sunny here.
Yeah, I know. And Arkansas is nice too. Yeah, I get it.
Stop giving subs. Stop it.
Are they doing it again? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Calm down. Oh my God.
I'm gonna ban you.
No, don't ban nobody. Oh my worship. Thank you so much. God, Wolf One, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. All these bits. Holy cow. I do not have a generator.
The only generator Chuck has is a
No.
dungeon generator.
Yeah, that's all I have. A dungeon generator, Dave.
That's
I'll have
all
to.
right.
I don't normally have to deal with it here where I live. I mean, we whenever there's a hurricane, we pay the price with rain and power outage. It'll go out probably. I mean, I think I'll be able to. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. You know, usually it's out for like a day, if that, maybe 18 hours. You know, so not a big deal. I usually just end up just doing whatever. You know, join a mob, go out and tear down some houses or something, burn them down, and then by that time it's back.
And answers.
And
Yeah, they try to get it fixed really, really quick because their bottom line is being hit. When it's shut down.
Exactly right. They're losing money.
They're losing
That's
money.
so true.
All those lines down. That's why they get out there as quick as they can, because those lines, I know they worry about whatever, but the honest to God truth is, when I talk to a manager, he goes, you lose like $25,000 every single day,
Right.
from a neighborhood, so.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about, I didn't really know who was going to be on here today. So the topic today, we're going to talk about the struggles of adventure riding for us in TLG. I know Jeremy's been struggling with this.
I actually haven't been struggling with this one. This has been really.
Well, I apologize.
Really
I just, in my mind, transferred the adventure you just finished for the starter set to the CKG editing that you're working on. Look, the look on his face is, oh yeah, that shit.
I don't want to talk about that.
Wait, do I need to get closer?
No, I guess
Because,
so. You look good. We can see you, full body and
No,
everything.
Can you hear me? Because my mic isn't even plugged up.
You
No,
sound
we hear you fine. You're good. You're good. I'll just be glad when your indestructible computer gets there. That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, Ken's supposed to be coming up tonight.
Chuck,
Yeah,
could you turn me up a little bit?
I can.
Yeah.
You're at 100, but I'll put you on up there.
Me.
130 now. Try that.
All right.
If it helps any.
That
It's the
better?
same. It's the same on my side, but on the stream it'll be louder.
Okay.
Not as handsome
My
as
gain is
Davis.
at 70.
Well, thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. I try to look my best for my fans. Yeah, adventure riding is tough. Oh, please get your mic closer, as y'all saying. I say, well, my mic's right here. It's like right there. It's just hidden. But it's here.
I can't get much closer.
You don't need a mic. Look, I don't have a mic.
We don't know what you're doing.
How are we hearing?
We don't know.
I have no idea.
He has no
You have a
clue.
microphone.
Somewhere.
There's a microphone somewhere in here, which means
That your
Yeah.
room is bugged. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what it's picking up.
So if you guys have any questions, throw them out there to the chat. We're going to talk about what's been going on with us. I had a good stream yesterday. We talked about on my crafting book I've been working. I've been making a little bit more progress on it. And this chat actually solved my conundrum about how I had my rules laid out for that. I felt like they were a little clunky, but then with their help, I realized all I needed to do was just give them some verbiage that basically said, if you want to cut to the chase, leave this part out, move on, right? I had been struggling with how to do that, and they helped me out with it, so I'm really excited about that. So now I'm moving forward on that.
Crafting systems with ingredients.
Hmm.
Nothing. I was talking to myself.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what it boils down to. Now I'm just pumping in all these plants right now that I've got on the list, right? Writing all that up, so it'll be good. It'll be good stuff. Maybe Davis, once abducted by aliens, has an antenna stuffed in his keister. You never know about him, Ray. Chuck, am I on Discord?
Hey, is this true? I
my
heard
home.
this as a kid. Speaking of aliens.
I'm in there. I'm streaming right now.
All right. Since we're on aliens.
Oh, we can talk about it. I've been aliened out this week.
No,
no. I bought that book, the Project Blue book that Kent told me. I went and got it. I've been reading it.
Yeah. Okay. So the U.S. Air Force shot down in January of this year an unidentified object. The Canadians released the picture. I don't know, some time ago. It's like PB03 or something like that. Does anyone even know about that? Anyway, I figured it was a drone or some crap that they didn't.
Hold on, I'll answer you. I'm just typing. What was your question?
Oh, but my other question on aliens. So I'm driving around in New Mexico. This has to be the early 90s, and it's like late at night, like 2 a.m. So you flip to AM radio, right? Because AM radio was the best in the 90s. We need a return of AM radio. But AM radio was the best because you got the craziest stuff late at night on AM radio. Has anyone heard of what I shouldn't say this, what we're called butt babies?
Moving on.
Okay, I'll leave it. But if anyone's heard that.
And answers.
Anyway.
Oh my God. We're just going to try to cruise on.
Tigers, huh?
We'll just cruise on by that one there.
Anyway, one of those funny
stories. Let's see. Maglut asks, on a scale of one
with aliens.
On a scale of 1 to TPK, Davis. He's got a question for all three of us. How do you rate your lethality as a CK?
Me?
Yeah.
Like 1 being the lowest?
Yeah.
1 to TPK. So
let's say that's a 10.
Yeah, we'll say that's a 10.
So that we have an upper limit.
How many TPKs have I done in my life? I don't know, probably 20 or 30.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I don't really care. Yeah, I'd say a 6 or 7, and it's primarily because it's not my fault. All right,
he's probably gonna say the same thing.
I literally just set up the encounters, and I leave it up to the players. And most of the time, I will sit there befuddled, and sometimes I think, okay, maybe it is my fault because I'm letting them think that they can beat this, and then I like ramp up my descriptions of how horrendous a position they're in, and they're like, yeah.
Okay.
We can beat it. It's a game.
Right.
But I don't fudge dice. So
right.
Or generally don't fudge dice. So
Jeremy?
It's pretty rare.
How about you?
Yeah, that's kind of hard to answer because
have you killed a lot of characters? Just answer it that way.
Not a lot. I've killed a good number of them, but I like Davis, I don't like if you're like a bloodthirsty game master and you're like, I want to kill some motherfuckers, it's really easy. It's really, really easy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, rocks fall, everybody dies.
Yeah,
yeah. No.
It's more a matter of how well do I telegraph that this will kill you. And usually my characters are very perceptive of that and they feel very squishy, so they run away a lot.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really happen.
That
makes sense.
So yeah.
Well, I think one of the problems arises especially if you're running new players who don't know your the visual or verbal cues that you give. They don't know them really well, and they're coming from a game with low lethality. Then, but I just remember everywhere we played, at the attic at PHV and at Max House and wherever else, we had the Wall of the Dead. And it was sort of a point of pride to get a character up on the Wall of the Dead.
Yeah.
You just take dead character sheets and pin them to the wall. And there were hundreds. We didn't care, but of course we would play for like 18, 20 hours in a row, and no one really cared.
Right. Well, like my favorite example of this is on this was probably 8 years ago now, but on Gary Gygax's birthday, I ran Tomb of Horrors. I said, why not? Let's get a big stack of characters in here. Let's all come in. Let's play this thing. They got about halfway through it and they didn't get hurt a whole lot because they were so meticulous and cautious. And they were like, we were expecting a lot of like danger. And if you're really, really meticulous and careful, it just doesn't happen. It's all about like, you know, being logical and telegraphing things appropriately. You know, that's what it comes down to. Nobody, no, like there weren't like scores of people dying. It was just they got to the room with the green slime, and everyone just died.
Well,
and I was like, "Well, okay."
My biggest, honestly, especially in the early days, I don't know how many hundreds of Kent's characters.
Oh well, yeah, y'all were just burning through them. That's the way we did. You know, you go through all the, like I've got folders of characters, but nowadays it's different. You know, I don't know why.
Yeah, nowadays it's a little different.
My biggest problem is I don't really track hit points all that much or pay much attention to that stuff. And then sometimes, a lot of times when someone dies in my games, it's just I don't see it coming. I really don't, because I focus on the story. Most of the guys that play at my regular games here and stuff, they know my cues when I say, all right, you need to be careful or you need to really use your spells, stuff like that. They know, you know. But they also know that I'm not keeping track of their health, so you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, you're dead, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't keep track of anyone's health at all.
Yeah.
Now, one thing though, interestingly enough, though, I still roll behind the screen. And since I don't fudge dice, there's really no point in rolling behind the screen. There was a time where I made people roll their own damage, though, like when they got hit. So
it can be, yeah. It's an interesting psychological game there.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was like, I'm taking the responsibility. It's on you.
Yeah. Hold on now, John. I'll check. But yeah, that's good. I don't know. I probably have been. If someone was sitting back and just watching, they would probably consider me to be a little heavy-handed with killing players and stuff. But in my defense, I don't.
Definitely not.
You don't think I'm heavy-handed about it? Now, don't.
No, you give us second, third, fourth, and fifth chances in the live game.
In the live game,
you're really forgiving.
That's not a.
You're really forgiving.
I run that like a one-shot though. Well, sort of like a one-shot.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit different. But I mean, my home games and stuff, I just don't.
Yeah.
You know, because I enjoy watching them make up new characters. I get tired of them having the same freaking character for 15 levels. I enjoy watching them make a new one up. I love it, you know, so it's good.
There is that, but on the other hand, if you have a really like complex story-driven game, which people are wont to do these days,
yes, yeah,
it can really, really, really ruin the game.
Oh, you definitely. My
when
opinion.
They die.
That's a good point. My opinion about that is you have to decide early on for that campaign what you're going to do about that. You have to decide, because there are people who I've had people play who we were really deeply into it, and I just all of a sudden changed my method and said, hey, you know what? Let's make this a little dangerous. And I just went outside of the parameters I'd set for like the story and how it'd been driven for the last year or so. And they did not take it well when the story was like basically got ruined because I started mucking things up. And yeah, that's important. If you're going to run a campaign that's based, it's really going to be strong story based. You have to consider stuff like that for sure. Doesn't mean you can't have deaths, but you just have to do it in a proper way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like,
not
as an example,
you know,
as an example, I had a game of Swords and Chaos where the party was like going to this ancient tomb and like plundering this tomb, primarily because the sorcerer in the group really kind of wanted to gain knowledge of what was in there. And he had this thing, because like magic in that game is really, really corrupting. And so he had this thing that he was going to cleanse magic and make it like a non-corrupting force in the universe. And very early on in the game, he looted a wand of disintegration. This is a low-level party. And he's like, "Oh my god, this thing is crazy evil because it corrupts him every time he uses it." So he's like laboring over this thing. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with it." And eventually, he decides he's going to destroy it as like a, you know, as like a gesture for throwing away power in order to maintain his sense of being. I never told him this. Partially because I didn't think he needed to know. If you break a wand, all of its charges explode.
Yeah.
So he snapped it, and it exploded. He disintegrated, and that was the driving force of the party gone. He wound up making another character, and we finished the dungeon. But that can happen, and it totally it really took the wind out of the sails. But that moment was so memorable.
Yes.
I think it was worth taking the wind out of the sails of the game, because that is a really memorable death and a really poignant end to that character. So
Well, yeah, no, I get your point. There's a really, really good point, and I hadn't considered that really because I just generally don't. But
yeah,
a counterpoint to that,
he was cool with it.
Yeah.
He was disappointed, but he was cool with it.
if it's an extraordinary circumstance like that, if it's a really interesting circumstance, that campaign comes to an end, right?
Mhm.
And you should always, I think, if something like that, you usually as a GM, you know that it's coming. When you're running,
Yeah.
you know that the problem's coming, right?
Mhm.
They're going to either do something that they shouldn't or whatever. You see a problem looming in the future. So you try to make those, like I remember one point in one game that was really, really good, had been running for 3 years, and I knew that Chris was going to do. I just knew it by the way he plays it. I knew it. His character
Yeah.
was going to do something. I was like, well, you can't. I'm not going to have you just die pitifully. So I made it a really, 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 really cool encounter.
You can dress it up, yeah.
Yeah, I dressed it up to where it was a really, really turned into a pivotal moment, but it took the wind out of the sails, as you suggested, in that campaign. But it was sort of cool the way that sort of, because the game just sort of petered out shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and that tends to happen.
Yeah, which was fine because everyone still remembers that, okay, as the culminating point. They didn't get the final goal. They didn't, go do whatever they needed to do or were planning to do. But that's fine. Sometimes it comes to an early.
That's the real prize playing these games. It's not the +2 sword. It's not defeating the villain.
Yeah.
It's being remembered. Remembering, like I have so many games that I remember nothing about, but the ones that I do are the ones that I really cherish. So those moments.
It's funny defeating the villain. Their whole goal was just to get back to civilization.
It could be anything. Whatever your Mount Doom is.
Yeah, they just wanted a warm bed and a place to sleep.
Let me read some of these comments that we've got.
Yeah, we've been neglecting them.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
I'm not. I'm watching. Chris Donovan says thieves checking for traps, magic users checking for magic, clerics and paladins detecting evil, etc. Should always have the roll done by the GM behind the screen because those characters wouldn't know for real if they succeeded until they tried to open the door or chest, etc. Fight me. I see what you're saying. I have them roll. I just don't tell them what the number is, so they don't know if they succeed or not until I tell them what I do. Crane Wright says, in our story-based games, I have thought about the dice rolls as being the skeleton that the whole story was built around. There can be no bad rolls because every roll, even if it results in character death, is another thing that influences the story. The dice are the rails that the train is on. Oh, I like that, Grace. That's kind of cool.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
That's very true, though. It does move the game along, doesn't it? Right?
It was preordained that you fall into this 30-foot pit, I'm afraid. It's a cool way to look at it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Let's see here. I have been thinking of doing 10 D20 rolls ahead of time when a character does something they aren't sure of outcome. I would go down the list and fight you. I rolled a 15 to hit. Well, that's interesting. I'll tell you something I do. Y'all probably not going to like to hear this. Somebody might think I'm crazy. But I have groups. I did this on a stream last week when I was a guest on that of the people over in England. Well, in Australia, I'll have them roll raw 20s. And what I'm doing is I'm having them roll a roll for me for a check so that I can determine a passive check for them. They have no clue. And I write them down and I keep them over here. And when I need one, I grab it. That's my passive check for them, And they have no idea. I usually play it off like it's encounters.
Somebody had a really good question.
Now, what I do on that,
I
do something similar on that, Chuck. Every once in a while, I'll just have everyone at the table roll a d20, right? And then I'd say 1/3 of the time I actually need a result. And I've already chosen which character is going to be making the actual check. But no one actually knows what's going on. No one knows why they're rolling the d20. I never say anything. Just to run that. I sort of like letting the players roll more dice in a way, determine their own fate.
Let me
Yeah.
get these questions out of the way here real quick. So, let's see. Maglit says, "What non-CNC games do you have going on right now?"
Oh,
For
I don't have any
me,
games going on right now. Oh,
the only game I got
Oh.
going on that's not is I'm in a Shadow Dark game actually that I'm actually playing and not running, believe it or not. And
none. But I have this thing. So you're running Shadow Dark or playing in it?
playing, kind of helping, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I want to do when I go to GaryCon, I may or may not run a game. I don't really know. I want to play in a game. Okay. Because I used to go to cons to play in games.
Well, I mean,
But I
you should.
haven't. Yeah, but I haven't in years and years and years and years played as a player in a game. And I want to do like a lot of different types of games too. You know, I like
Yeah.
like
great thing
different genres.
No, it's good having it. I mean, when I
I'll
before
run a
I
game for you.
before I started working at TLG, I would try to get in on the Gamma World games, or stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? All kinds of games,
We should
like
play-
Top Secret.
We should play Gamma World.
We've been talking about it, but we always end up getting there and working. That's what happens.
Work keeps getting in the way. Believe it or not, when you work for a gaming company, there's not a lot of time for gaming, like at all.
Shadow Dark. I really want to play in a Shadow Dark game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just it's pretty. It'll surprise you how not to make a pun, but how basic it is. It's really is this basic. She's got a couple of really interesting things but into it that I like. How she tracks like light and stuff, resources. I like that. I like resource management. So
I'd like to play a Traveler game too. Actually, I really look.
I would totally run a Traveler game for you.
Bake
Or
runs.
like old school.
Bake
Traveler.
runs.
I
Traveler.
have the original box.
Hey,
Okay, yeah.
Bake runs Traveler. He runs a game of Traveler. That's
Yeah,
the only
I'd love
game
to
he
play a
loves.
Traveler. We played Traveler a lot as kids too.
Yeah,
and we
did
really,
too.
really enjoyed Traveler.
Oh God,
It was
Jay.
really good at what it did.
I really, really, really want to run. What was it? I forget. I don't know. There's a bunch of games I want to run that I have and that I've read.
Oh yeah.
There's 40K, the role playing game, 40K.
Mhm, that's
Which
fine.
one? There's like 400 of them.
Yeah.
I literally, honestly, who knows?
Anything I think he wants in that genre, probably in that setting. It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really fun setting to role play in. It's hard, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some good ones out there. What was another one we used to play in growing up? Space Opera. You remember it?
The what?
Space Opera. That was another sci-fi game. We found it.
Yeah.
We found it in the ad in the back of the Dragon. The Dragon always had all these cool ads in them. All these crazy games
Ooh.
that weren't around.
And what's the? I think it was Mongoose's Conan.
I have that. That's quite good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's over there in that stack right there.
It's a little.
it's there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite a perfect match because it's using D20, and I don't think D20 is a perfect match for Conan exactly. I think Savage Worlds would be a much better match
I've
for
never
it.
played Savage Worlds.
Okay.
Savage World, you'd
It's
probably
awesome.
like it. It's kind of like Legos where you like build the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they have the Lankmar license and they have Solomon Kane. So between those two, you damn well better be able to build a Conan game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see. Next question. What PC deaths? This is from the also. What PC deaths that you remember would win a Darwin Award?
Off the top of my head, mine.
Yours. Which death is that?
I showed up late to a game and the encounter was already underway. So I rolled up my
Oh.
character really quick and charged into battle. And I was trying to do this heroic thing, jump off the ledge or the edge of this bridge over to like where it connected to the thing. And there was a big chasm underneath it. And I rolled a 1.
Yeah. I find it funny. When I run games a lot, I'll have good nights and bad nights when you roll, right? But it seems like when I play as a player, I always have nothing but shit rolls. Does not matter. I feel like there's some sort of karma thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Where I've killed
I
characters. I don't know, but
for
Never.
those of you looking for the Siege Engine Conan experience, it exists. It's called Swords in Chaos. You can get it on Drive Thru RPG right now.
Yeah.
And
It's
my
not-
recommendation has nothing to do with the fact that I wrote it. So
I'm gonna drop it in here, even though, yeah, that's the wrong link. But there you go. That'll take you to
that's,
the.
I mean, the websites, you can order the PDF on the website. If you want
Okay.
a POD book, you got to go to drive through.
I need to fix that. Yes, and I think it was Ben that pointed out the latest iteration of Conan as an tabletop RPG is about to release. Monolith they've got their Kickstarter getting ready to go. I think I dropped that in your chat. Did you see it, Dave?
That's right. Yeah, Monolith got that. Ticket.
Well,
Because they made the board game.
right.
They did the board
Right.
game.
Now the company
Yeah.
that owns that's hilarious. I was over looking at their website again. They've got all these little IPs, and all they do is just sit back. They'll give it out for a little while, make some money, and they'll pull it back, and they'll put it out a little
Yeah.
while and pull it. That's why we've got like
That's awesome.
7
Landon. I love to
Conan
hear that.
RPGs or
Yeah,
something.
it's like a 3-year. It
Yeah.
usually those
Well, how-
companies run 3-year licenses, and then they pop it to someone new just to get.
Well, here's the question: how long do we have till Conan is in the public domain? It's got to be pretty close.
It's already in the public domain.
Yeah.
Not all of it. There's no way all of it's in
the
there.
earliest part are. The earliest part is.
So
like
Phoenix on the Sword.
Witch Queen and stuff like that. Black Coast.
Well, Frost Giant's Daughter wasn't printed till way later, even though it was written. So
Right.
it'd probably be and God in the
Ah,
World. So it'd
bless.
be,
Yawning.
Yeah.
it'd be Phoenix on the Sword, and then I don't remember what the second one in publication was. Maybe it is Frost Giant's Daughter. I don't remember. I know God in the Bold definitely didn't make it to print.
I don't know,
Lando,
the lawyer gave us the list the other day. So
Lando says he'll run you a game. He says he's got a Elric Swords and Chaos adventure. He ran at GaryCon in 2023. That'd be fun.
Swords and Chaos has been published as a hard copy. 1,000 books were printed.
Yes.
They're all gone. So you have to get if you want a physical copy, you either need to find one secondhand, which is very hard to do, or do print on demand on Drive-Thru RPG, which I will say the quality of those is very, very good.
I'm hoping that we can
and-
eventually get it into our corral so we can have it on the store for people to buy because I love it.
yes, and yeah. Speaking of the quality at DTRPG, so I just got this in the mail today
What is that? I
from
can't-
DTRPG.
uh,
It's
their
Homemade's book.
POD's gotten a lot better than the old days. I've
Yeah.
got what's that book that they had? The one that had all the Beckme stuff in it. What's it called?
Oh, the Rule Cyclopedia.
Yeah, I've got one over here from them, and I tell you, it was
Yeah, it's a
really
good.
solid.
The map scans are really bad because
Yeah, you know how that goes.
That map, it's just
Right.
squares. But
And make the cone. Yeah, right. Exactly. I remember buying Solomon Kane when it did Gen Con. Oh, really? That's a long time ago. Oh, cool. I own Stormbringer. I have a Moorcock's autograph. That's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Hype of Warrior in PD. You can just reference Conan. Maybe it's time while king and run PCs in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, did it really? Yeah, that's the problem about some of this stuff. How long ago did you order that, Malaki? Because I know that mine's probably a year old, and I know that they said it's supposed to get. But now the soft cover PODs they do are really nice. Like somebody got me. I don't know, one of those. The A series, A1 through 4. The Slaver series in that. Someone get to me as a gift.
I don't know.
Christmas.
I will say I actually prefer the paper in the POD copies of my game
Dave,
than
no.
the ones I
Keep-
paid for because it's like I don't like gloss pages. I like matte pages.
Right.
And the POD has matte, which is
Right.
cheaper, but I like the feeling of it better.
Matt, Dave, keep your copy and get you a POD one. That's worth some money, man. If it's in decent shape.
That was a real common issue with those Unearthed Arcanas. They used real
Oh
cheap
my!
binding
And
for
I've
that.
got 3 over here, and every last one of them,
Yeah.
I've got the spines off of them. They're awful.
I just have the reprint.
Yeah, that's what I started doing. I stopped going. I started doing auctions. I made a point
Yeah.
about 3 weeks ago. I said, you know what? I started looking. I used to really be into that, but it's gotten to where everybody's into it, which is fine. But
Well, it's so
you
expensive now.
you can't get stuff cheap anymore, right? I can go to drive-through and order something, and it's a POD. Yeah, I don't have the original, but sometimes I just want to book the thumb through. You know what I mean?
Well, back in 2012, you could buy a random assortment of first and second edition stuff for pennies on the dollar. It was so cheap.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's just not the case anymore.
Yeah. No, it's not. Everything's went up. Milk's went up. Everything's went up.
Yeah, on books, if a book is really, you're approaching the max size at 300 pages, and really books should be anywhere between 250 and 350.
Yeah.
350, I think.
Yeah, some of these giant books, man, I just don't know what they're thinking about all that.
Now, Ours can be a little bit larger if Walsworth does them correctly and put that bind or that hardback in the spine, right? So you
The
can,
board.
yeah, the board in the spine. Then you can get some really thick books. But if they don't have the board in the spine, they'll fall apart.
Yeah. Let's see
Or you
here.
get saddle stitch, but no one does saddle stitch anymore. I don't know.
No, that's hard to find.
No, I play AD&D, Jay. Sometimes. Sure do, but mostly with you. That's for sure. I don't get to play as much as I'd like to, for sure. Let's see. Winter said, let me find him here. Question: has there ever been a discussion about creating a Wild West setting for Siege Engine? Oh yeah, I suppose it would be a source book. Exactly. We've got that on the list.
And then you can play Bone Tomahawk.
That's right.
Watch Bone Tomahawk.
I almost watched that. I swear to God, I almost watched it. With
You
him
gotta
the other
watch
night.
it. Watch Bone Tomahawk.
It's on there. I almost hit play, but I didn't. Instead, I watched.
Mm.
What did we watch? I forget what we watched now. It was good. Oh, we watched.
I had a pitch for a Wild West setting that Steven really liked, but I don't think it's gonna. We're so busy.
Well, just rules is what we need. You know, the setting can be. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely on there.
Well,
We definitely want to do one of those. We want to do a horror, of course. And
well, it was like a Weird West. It wasn't like straight cowboys. It was like
right. No, I like Weird West. Cthulhu does a
cowboys with monsters,
like Dark Trails. You familiar with that? Cthulhu. I absolutely love that. That's great.
Yes, yeah.
It's great, fun stuff, man. Let's see here. What other books? From Lagoot says, question: what other books and such have each of you published? The only thing I've ever published is I published a book. I published some poetry when I was back in college, but the only book I've ever published was actually with this company here when I did that small crafting book. That's my claim to fame there. Now, Jeremy, what have you done besides Swords and Chaos?
I have 2 short stories in I forget what that magazine is. Heroic Fantasy Quarterly. I have 2 short stories in there.
You do. We just talked about that. I remember that.
Yeah. And then I sold the 3rd story to Tales from the Magician's Skull. They bought the rights to it. It has not seen the light of day. Now that it has changed ownership, I don't know what's going to happen to it, but I can't do anything with it until it appears in print. So my hands are tied.
No, you're right. We're catching up here. We were way behind a little bit. Oh, and Chris, yeah, I'll definitely be watching the game tonight, so I can be in misery. Sure thing.
What game?
Football, NFL. I love football.
Dun, dun, dun,
Football.
dun, dun,
I like
dun,
American
dun,
football. I like soccer. I like international football.
I'm sure I could, but I don't know who to talk to anymore. My contact my contact isn't there anymore, and
oh
it's a
hush,
different company now.
you're just getting lucky. Y'all, I'm telling you, you guys are just getting lucky, bro. You better hold on to your seats. Just 3 games in, ain't nothing.
Huh?
The thing about football,
Nothing. Jay's
for me
talking trash down there.
Oh.
is I can't watch football because there's too much pausing, not enough action.
Well, that
Right.
it's that way specifically for commercial breaks. That's the point.
Yeah, but so for me, it makes it like I'm not going to sit for like 30 seconds of action in like 10 minutes. I'm just gonna be like, no.
That's why hockey's
Yeah.
that's why hockey's so great. They don't stop the game every 6
Yeah, hockey I can watch. I can actually watch baseball. I don't have any like particular fans. I don't watch baseball.
That's interesting. Baseball is even more low intensity than.
I mean, and I'm in basketball. I'm in basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. But basketball has another problem in that, like for me watching, okay, and this is just me. Most sports I really actually
Rick.
enjoy in some
Such
way.
a weird.
Yeah, but like so basketball, they get in these scores of like 1 and 200 and stuff like that, or 100, 98 to 102 or something like that. And I keep watching. It's like every time they go down the court, they're scoring. It's not that challenging, right?
Yeah.
Do not make me say like basketball is not challenging. I've tried playing basketball. I can barely hit the side of a barn. I just can't do it. But so I know that it takes a lot of skill and everything like that. I do know, but I watch them and they just score so high. I'm just like, okay, well that's sort of boring. And then, but soccer sort of hits this medium land, and hockey does as well. This medium thing where the scores are still low, because it's sort of difficult to get that score, and the action is fairly.
They're high action, yeah.
Yeah, high action, low scores. So that's what appeals to me that I can sit through. and get excited.
Plus in hockey, you can beat the shit out of each other. Although they don't really, they kind of crack down on that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be.
And yes, chess needs to be on ESPN. I watch chess streams all the time on Twitch when I'm working. I love chess.
I can watch people play chess. I
Oh, yeah.
actually really
It's a lot of fun.
enjoy it. Chess and Go. When people sit down and play chess and Go. I
What?
don't know why.
No.
I can sit there.
My-
What else?
Oh,
What
that's
other
funny.
games do I like watching?
Oh, okay, you know what? I am a big enthusiast of professional slap fighting. That is
Really?
my two super favorite sports: professional slap fighting and pig racing. That is not a joke. I love both of these sports so much.
What is happening to you?
Dude,
You're like
I
young
watched
Davis.
I'll watch a few of those slap fights, and I'm like,
They're amazing.
holy man!
But
But-
look, if you don't have the stomach for it, don't watch it. Watch pig racing instead. That's much cuter.
Amen,
Yeah.
Manfred.
Okay, but I
Keep
don't know
going.
much about slap fighting. So on that, when I watch them, sometimes I'm like, if they miss just by a little bit, right, and they pop that ear,
Yeah.
you're done. I mean, there's no
So-
fix.
Yeah. So in the American circuit, the rules are much more strict than in Eastern Bloc countries. In the
Okay,
U.S. circuit, there's a very specific zone that you have to hit. If you hit the chin, you hit the ear, you hit anything outside of that zone, it is a foul. First instance, you get a warning. Second instance, you lose a turn, and the other guy gets to go twice. But yeah, if you get clocked in the ear, that's a real bad time. That's just why these guys pack their ears with padding sometimes.
okay.
So-
All right. Yeah, I was wondering if they put something in their ear or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think if the violation occurs 3 times, you just lose. You're out.
So, real quick,
And
there's a raid coming in. I just want to hate to interrupt, but I don't want to ignore these folks. Hey, Orc Skull, good
Welcome
to
to
see you back
Slap
in
Chat.
here. Yeah, welcome to Slap Chat. We're talking about all manner of things, answering questions about stuff for the company, but currently we're discussing slap competitions.
and
That kind of
pig
thing.
racing. Look up
And
League of
pig
Pigs on
racing.
YouTube.
How was
You
your
can thank me
stream?
later. It's not a joke.
What's up, Adam?
It's amazing. Look at Davis. Look it up right
Orc
now. League
Skull.
of Pigs.
I love that Orc Skull. I love that name. It's great. That's a whole group of them. Yeah, look up pig
League
racing.
of
See if that's
Pigs.
real shit. or
League
not.
of Pigs.
He's making that up. He's making that up.
No, it's real.
There's no
That's
League
a
of
real- you can get
Pigs.
League of Pigs merch.
God.
You get a hat.
Bro. Oh my God. Get a hat.
Someone in the chat knows about this.
Ah,
It's
excellent.
great.
Oh my God! There's a
Cyberpunk's
League
fun.
of Pigs.
I told you.
Oh my God.
It's the
Ginger
greatest-
Hamilton.
This place is
Piggy
crazy.
Smalls.
Run.
Hoshi Oiku.
We are doing a giveaway, by the way.
Yes,
Give us a
Bear
follow, exclamation point,
Yeah,
raffle.
they all have different nationalities.
There's merch.
There's
Alan.
merch.
What's that? Oh, the Elite League. I can't. Don't monkeys ride the pigs? No. This
No,
is getting
no,
ridiculous.
that's at like
If Jeremy would have
That's
said
like,
yes, then I would have just gave up.
rodeos.
I would have said, "Oh my God."
that's at like rodeos and stuff. Monkeys do ride pigs at rodeos.
Do they really?
But they
Is
usually
that really
like,
a thing?
Well, so they have like the pig has a saddle with pants sewn onto it, and the monkey is put in the pants, so it can't get off.
Oh, look at this. So you can get your favorite pig on a hoodie.
I tell you.
Oh
They have
my-
different seasons. They have scoring from game to game. They have live commentary. And they have different tracks. It's great. It's the perfect sport. And the
Pig
pigs
ra-
get to eat snacks when they finish the race.
Tyler says pig racing at the local pumpkin patch and family attraction. Let's see. Jacob Zimbram says from over YouTube, he says, my guilty pleasure is watching diecast racing on YouTube. Watching
That's really fun too.
Matchbox and Hot Wheel cars. That sounds badass, actually. Chaos Canyon and 3D Bot Maker for the win.
Another
I'm about to-
one.
Dude, I'm going to have to check that out. I didn't know about that. That's cool.
Look up Marble Olympics. It's marbles doing like racing on these crazy tracks. It's
like
like
marbles on
Oh, I've
stream.
seen those before. Yeah.
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 Marble Olympics. It's really,
Really? That's cool.
They have audiences filled with marbles.
Do they have cow tipping as the opener for the pig races?
No, it's just pig. Sometimes they interview the pigs.
Oh God, I think I'll do it. Oh, Jay, you hurt me. You wound me.
No, you don't understand. You got to watch a pig race.
This is bullshit. I'm calling both of you out.
Look, it's League of Pigs. Look
I'm
it up.
looking it up
Yeah,
right
no, it's
now.
yeah.
Play
Another one is-
part of a video on stream.
bull riding is also pretty interesting.
Oh my God.
What do you mean by
They
that?
have names on. They're named pigs.
Yes, they're competitors. It's a
Piggy
real sport.
Smalls? Are you shit? Piggy Smalls.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, no.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
The so do they serve bacon at those events?
I don't know that you can attend those events.
Can you imagine how macabre that could be?
I've seen a video of a guy feed bacon to a pig.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Wow.
I've fed my chickens chicken
me-
before.
They'll eat anything. They'll eat
It's-
mice that get in
You
there.
know what's really fun? Wild cow milking. Oh my God, why did you say that? Bean, you're a mess.
Oh, you know what I've gotten into? So this is weird. So this was an accident. I posted this picture. I don't know. It's been months and months and months ago, but it got me down this rabbit hole of Mongolian archery, and it is just watching. I don't know.
They do it on horseback, right? It's like
on
trick shots.
horseback.
Yeah, it's badass.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more difficult, or a lot more complex than I thought, because there's a lot of when they do their things. There's a lot of stuff that they have to do. It's not
Yeah.
just archery; it's some other stuff too.
Well,
It's
it's
really
no
cool.
pig racing, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. And it's no cow milking either. Either one of those two are terrifying to me. This archery thing sounds more my league.
Chuck, just watch a single pig race, please. In your free time, watch one.
In my
And come
free
back.
time.
and-
Wild.
I work at Troll Lord Games. Free time. Let's see.
Dude, how would you adjudicate that in a game? Wild cow milking.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
These
It wouldn't come
jackasses
up.
would try some shit.
I mean,
I'd be
it
like, no.
wouldn't come up.
The person suggesting it at the table would be struck by lightning, probably.
Well, I guess you have to make a.
Night fights are pretty cool.
Trying to find the I lost where I was going. Oh, hey, Agile, if you're still around, Agile, I got your test email, but I do not have any other email from you. Email me whatever you sent before. Just send it again. That definitely works, but I don't have a previous one.
I also like college football better than NFL.
I like them both, but I watch NFL just because it typically falls on the days when I'm not busy.
Kids can finally make money now, which is kind of neat.
Did
Hmm.
what?
See them doing. They lifted the ban on like endorsements for college football stars.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm starting to notice them in different stuff.
That. Oh,
Let's
interesting.
see. League of Pigs. I cannot believe this is a real thing, and it is.
Yes, it's excellent.
We should do that. We should have a game, and
Wait,
then
you wanna have
We are
get companies to endorse
Sorry.
us as players to win.
There you go.
We could have
The
our own
Arkansas
pig.
Troll Lords.
Yeah, we could put like a little,
Competitive.
We could
a little
enter
vest
pig
over it.
races.
Yeah, you have a vest
Yeah.
and have the TLG
Yeah.
logo on it. It'd be great.
Competitive Castles and Crusades.
God.
We already did that.
What's up, Turbo? I see you, brother. Pig racing at the
I-
next TrollCon.
you
Yeah, we should
better
have a
believe
pig.
there will
We could
be-
do a pig racing at TrollCon. We could do that. We could definitely have it
Everyone
out
has a BYO pig.
there. What? Oh, bring your own
Bring your own
pig. Oh my God! Don't say that shit. We'd have it, and people would show up with pigs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be terrible. Wear a cup.
The Holiday Inn may not let you in, but
Oh, Malaki asked, are there Mongolian bowls in Adventurer's Armory? Are there Mongolian
Yes.
bows? Not bowls, bowls.
Yes. I have there's a Korean bow, and I think it's here. I'll look it up real quick.
I don't know. I've not been allowed to see it. It's under top secret
Really?
stuff. No, I sent the thing out to
Give it a-
everybody. Of course I've seen it.
I haven't
Oh,
seen it.
okay.
I was being funny. I was baiting you.
I actually do not have a PDF of that.
Do you want me to send you one? I'll send you one.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I meant to tell you. I went in and purged your email yesterday again for you. 1800
You
down the
did?
drain.
You cleaned out my email?
Yeah, 1800 gone.
You said there were like 9,000 in there, though.
No. There was 1800 total. There was only 500
Oh.
from drive-through.
Davis, why
Okay.
don't you check your email address?
All right. So
No,
speaking
that's
of the
not like that.
Mongolian bow, all right. So this is really cool. So since it came up, I gotta find my screen again. Okay, so this is what I discovered on the Mongolian bow, and it's not the bow; it was the arrow, which got me down a whole new rabbit hole with the
Mhm.
arrow.
I think arrows are cool. Some of them are.
Yeah, so there's the whistling arrows, right?
Right. I love
So-
them. And the real wide,
So whistling-
the broadleaf ones or whatever. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so they'll either have holes in them or there'll be a little attachment to the beneath the arrowhead that makes
Yep.
a whistling sound.
Yep.
Okay, they had them so refined, the whistling noises,
Mhm.
that they had different arrows that made different sounds
Ah.
for different animals to have different effects. Like some sounds would cause like a rabbit to stand still,
What?
and others would cause it, yeah, no, and others would cause it to jump and run. They use the arrows to communicate information across great distances. It's absolutely,
That's
it
nuts.
was absolutely freaking staggering what these arrows could do. And they were also used as a fear tactic because, you know, you shoot an arrow and it just comes flying down, yada, yada, yada. But you add that little whistling sound to it, then you can hear those 1,000 arrows coming down your direction.
Dude, I don't know how you ever got that book written. I'd have been lost with all the shit you discovered. I'm telling you, like that right there,
Well,
I would have looked up
probably-
every
I would
arrow there
probably-
was. You know?
I would probably still be working on it if Kent had not
Well,
said,
fair.
okay,
Fair. Yeah, he
You're-
probably had to say it and say,
this
dude.
or you're not
You're
getting
done.
paid.
Right. No money for you.
Yeah. Which
You
is-
shall starve. Castles and Crusades pig jerky. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
So, wait.
Look,
yeah,
I eat pig.
Okay, no, stop.
Fair.
No, stop. So I didn't put this in there, right?
Right.
So this is what GMs, players, and whatever. Okay, so this is what occurred to me. So you're in this fantasy world, right? You have whistling arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not everyone did. I mean, the Mongolians, I think, sort of cornered the market on
I'll do
like
that.
the most complex of the whistling arrows, but they were
Keep going.
found
I'm listening.
throughout the
I
Middle
gotta
East and
I gotta jump out for just a second. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Keep going.
but you could use people who would design those arrows would use them for specific monsters, right? So you could have arrows that are made specifically for a monster to cause a reaction into, you know, for that monster, for example.
It would be really. That would open really interesting avenues.
Yeah,
Combat.
for combat, and would make like especially the archer class. But then you'd have to find someone who could actually make those arrows and make them properly and stuff like that. I mean, and they would be expensive, more expensive.
And it would, if you can find someone who can make them,
Yeah.
that raises the question why not everyone is using them. So if you, it's one of those things where if you introduce it, it's either very difficult or localized, or it's everywhere and it totally alters the
the
world.
landscape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what,
Okay,
though?
so interesting. Whistling arrows. I mean, you can find them almost anywhere, right? But I would say that from my reading, and I'm not a historian on arrows, from my reading, that the best were probably in a. Oh yeah, the best were probably, or the most complex were probably in Northeast Asia. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
some in
I
here. I
see.
thought there was some in this book, but there's
Like
not.
Mongolia, China, Korea, in that area, and I'm going to give them
Yeah.
the Mongols the best. The steppe peoples had the best, right? So here's an interesting thing about this, you know, dissemination of information and technology. Is okay. So plate mail armor, and we will go with like 14th century plate mail armor, which was being adopted in Europe, was not being adopted in other places because it wasn't necessary. So when you have your knights show up, say in, I can't remember the battle, Third Crusade, and it's the Knight Templars, and it's some god awful battle where the
Were they
knights-
wearing plate?
they were wearing full plate, full
Okay,
horse
okay.
barding, everything, you know,
Okay.
full plate. And it was only like 500 or 600 of them against something like 10,000 or some crap, and they won, right? Because
Really?
nothing could penetrate. Yeah, nothing could penetrate that armor, right?
Uh,
So there are different. The technology would exist somewhere, or that thing would exist somewhere, and not somewhere else. It's completely reasonable for it not to be spread out
Yeah.
everywhere because it's not necessary,
right. Exactly. That's what brings it around. It's the necessity of it, right?
Yeah,
So-
the Mongols had a very difficult life living out in the steppes,
Oh, yeah.
especially the portion of the steppes where they were from. That required a certain technological advancement that wasn't required or useful, say, in Europe, you know, where it didn't show up quite as
Mm.
significantly, you know, complex or that much more complex. It's like So with armies in China, so armies developed in China differently than they did in Europe.
Right.
So Europe had smaller, more professional armies, right? And there was more invested into each individual.
Right.
So you have the plate armors, you have all that armor and big weapons and stuff like that, right? Because a lot more is invested in each individual, producing smaller armies. In Asia, specifically in China, because there's a huge culture of mass projects, okay, where massive amounts of people were used to produce the end result of a project, like the Great Wall, the canals, the levees. It just took mass labor. Their armies were humongous. I mean, hundreds of thousands of.
That's why the death tolls on those Chinese wars are so enormous.
Yeah, they're so insanely high. But that's because they come from a background in which raising 100,000 people was not an issue. They already knew how to do it, you know, so raising those huge armies. But
they had the infrastructure to reach out and
right, yeah. But what they didn't do was invest that much in each individual. On average, there were elite units that there is such a beautiful piece of armor that I think it's the prettiest piece of armor ever to be produced, and it came out of China, and it's like this scale type plate type thing. I'll look it up here in a minute. It's really gorgeous. Anyway, so the technology wouldn't be adopted everywhere, right? It would just, you could have it localized. Or, and here's another thing, is that people kept their information secret, right? If you have a piece of information and it's valuable, then you don't want everyone to know. You want as few people as possible to know, so you can sell or barter that type of information.
Yeah.
Like the last thing that I bet you, who came up with the big cannons first? It was the Turks, and wasn't it?
Oh, the metal cannons?
Yeah, the big metal cannons. I mean,
probably.
I don't know who first used it. I thought it was.
I couldn't tell you. I thought it was farther east than that, but I might be wrong. I could have sworn it was Chinese.
Well, they had hand cannons.
Right. That's what they had.
But the last thing you want to do is that technology to get out. So you hold it. It's secret. It's hidden. And then once it does, you see this race just to get to where we are, little drones at each other.
We're getting close
to
end time.
To address that question.
No worries. Sorry. We're getting close to the end of the time real quick. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. You got lots of great comments and questions. We've been reading them through here. Someone had asked about the Arms and Armory since we're talking about it. And we have the Arms and Armory, Amazing Adventures, the Hermit. I think that's the three that are upon us before Reforged. And they'll all be out before Reforged. Because they're all off to the printers now, except for, did you finish the Monsters Armory or whatever? It's not. Is it done? I can't remember.
It's written. Art's coming in now.
So we're just waiting on art for it. So it'll probably be November sometime. I'd say probably. Well, it's according when the art gets in here, right?
So. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not just Zoe. There's like 8 people contributing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, so here's a couple of interesting bows. The Gakung, Gakgung. You can look that up. It's a composite reflex bow, but it bends back into this little circle, so you have to. It's easy portable. That's from Korea, right? Really cool little bow. The Gungdo, I think, is also Korean, but the Mongolian reflex bow, and the Mongolians had so many damn bows.
If I hear more talk of bows, I'm gonna lose it.
Listen, he switched for clubs, so be nice. But honestly, Davis, you know what I'd love to do if you're up for this is when we get it back from the printers and when we're going through fulfillment before we get it out, or when we get it out in the store, I'd like you to come on here and let's do a stream where we just talk about it, introduce the book to people. Because you know so much about it, man, and it would be so cool. I love talking about it, but you know what I mean.
We should invite like someone from HEMA who's actually an arms or armor historian on here as well. That would be really interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah, it would be. Hey Willie,
I know this.
But you know those HEMA types, they always complain about the tiniest thing being wrong.
Oh God,
that's not actually how a fight goes. It's like, well, no, we're running a turn-based game. So.
All right.
I love them too, Agile. Did you get my message about the email, by the way? I don't know if you were around or not, but resend it to me when you get time. I didn't get it originally. Well, listen, I've got to stop. We got to switch and get off, or my wife's going to murder me.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me try to find the name of that armor.
Okay.
But go ahead with your spiel.
Just the test email. Let me check junk. No, there ain't nothing there. Hey, yeah, I'll reply back to you for sure.
It's called the Iron Buddha.
I know what you're talking about. I think is that the thing with poison or whatever? Or am I wrong? I think I'm
No,
wrong about
Chuck, I just sent you a picture of it in your Skype.
it. Okay. Yeah, let me send this email to
And if you can
Agile.
post that thing, and for some reason, I love that piece of armor. I freaking
What
love
in
it.
the hell? I've never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Is that real? Is that like real shit?
Yeah, no.
That
And
is
there was
wild, dude. I'm gonna put that up on the stream. That's crazy.
they were given to an elite group who carried special weapons too. You had to be super strong to be in that group. I mean, there was like because the weapons you carried and used were huge, and you just had to be super strong to be in that group. But those they outfitted really well, because you can just look at that armor and tell how complex it is to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get this up here for us.
Oh, there was another issue with China too and plate mail is that the blooming technology, they didn't have the blooming technology. Okay. That didn't arrive until much later. So anyway, just as a piece of like information that you can use is that the technology differences and cultural differences and war making differences in very small areas can be significantly different to produce different types of weapons, different types of armor, and different technologies.
Thank you for joining us on our discussion of
There's
venture
the,
rating, everyone.
there's the armor right there. There's,
Yeah.
there's the armor.
And I think
Jeremy, check it out.
I really think it's important to keep that in mind when
Doing an adventure.
I mean, well, you're making your setting with adventures.
See,
To make each area unique is to have that thing unique. You know, you could have armor and weapons as unique too. Like you can't just go anywhere and get plate mail. Just say there's like a small area that makes plate mail. I mean, if you consider like in the 1450 or say like 1500, there's like this small area from southern Italy up to London where you can get plate mail. I mean, through France and Germany and stuff like that. No one else made it. No one else in the whole freaking world made it. That was the
Right.
only area. So it wouldn't be anyway.
I'm gonna switch this over here. You guys, if anybody wants in the raffle, get in now. Expo Sport raffle. I'm getting ready to close it out before my wife murders me. Is that armor from the TLG Concumbrance video? It is not. I feel like if he had that kind of armor that day, Mark Sandy would not have slayed him. But anyway, I need to work on that because that video I've got that video. I want to fix it, but it's somewhere along the way the sound just goes away completely. I almost thought about making my own sounds and putting in here. I will kill you, Mark. No, I will kill you, Davis.
That would be even more jarring.
It would be great. Anyway, I got to switch over to this now. Oh Lord, Travis Perry likes it. Yeah, that's some wild looking armor. Though I will admit, the first time I saw it, I thought of Michelin Man when I saw that, but still badass.
Now that image will always be in my head.
It looks like the Katarina armor from Dark Souls. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. All right, so we're gonna do this giveaway. We've got two $15 and a $25 coupon for our store. A link will pop up, and when it does, you can click on it and join our Discord. If you're not, and you can go over there and hit up Obsidian Risk, and he'll give you a code. You can go to the store and buy whatever you like. So for the first two 15s, we'll get started with this. Let's see. First winner is going to be
Me.
Oh, I closed it out. Good. Oh, Chris, you won. There you go. So that's the first one. Congrats. Next up is the Sundance Kid, 007. Congrats for you too. I know you guys have won before, so awesome. And then our final, the big $25 one, is going to go to, and this is really just for letting us go on and rant on for an hour with you guys.
Just ramble for
we're just all over the damn place. It's like it is Scarlet Witch. Awesome. Or Watch. Scarlet Watch.
Scarlet Watch.
Yeah, Scarlet Watch. All right. Congrats, everybody. That's awesome. Rigged. You tell him, Malachi. I'll be back Saturday morning. Jeremy will be here, hopefully, and we'll be playing some CNC and hanging out with you guys. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. We've got the hurricane coming across, so if you're down in Florida, please be careful. Do the smart thing. Don't think you can ride it out. I did that once. It didn't work out really well. I actually got trapped. That was the second hurricane that I didn't run from, but I thought I'd be cool and hang out and drink beer and laugh at it. And that did not. That was scary. But anyway, that's a long time ago too. But you guys stay safe. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you guys. Saturday or whenever next Monday. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Anything you guys got to add to it or no? Yes, no.
To what?
To this
And answers.
and answers. I'll take that
Yes,
as a
I
no.
will.
Go ahead.
No. I think. Wait, what we should do? Oh, we're gonna. I need to talk to you. Anyway,
No worries.
I think we should have a reaction or a reaction to
Stream?
a video.
That would be so fun. That would be
For
fun.
what?
I don't know.
Something
We could
specific?
just watch someone's YouTube or something like that.
Pig racing.
Or pig racing.
We could pig. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
we
Pig.
could. You know what we should do
Oh
one
my
night?
God,
This would
Jordan.
be
We'd be done.
absolutely freaking hilarious. It would be really difficult, especially on my end.
It'd be really difficult, time consuming, and probably cost $46,000. But let's hear it.
Yeah, no, it would be free. We pick a movie to watch,
Yeah,
Right.
Bone Tomahawk. Let's do it.
Can't do that. You can't.
and we
no.
all watch it at the same time, and we have to like pause it and comment on it. Like
We could do
whenever
that. I'd be down for it.
Well,
I think
the
that would
easy
be-
way to do that is to record a commentary track where we sync up the footage.
Oh, well, we could do that. That would probably be
And
better.
we
than
comment
could do-
over
and
it,
then we
and
could.
then- but-
right.
You cannot distribute any footage from that. You only distribute your audio, and it's up to the viewer to get a copy of what you're commenting over, sync it up, and watch it. Because otherwise,
Or we could
your
just
ass
do
is
it
banned.
and take our chances.
No, you want to lose this fucking channel? That's how you do it.
Calm down, old man. Calm down.
Oh. Yeah,
I knew that would set him off.
We won't do that at all.
All right. With that, we got to get out of here. But we've got a Ray going over to see Eat the
Watch
Surf
the gate.
Dave. You guys, when we go over to hit Dave, give him a follow. He's a great old school GM. He talks about some cool stuff. They are today talking about Monster Talk. They're going over the new PHB and checking it out. So enjoy yourselves. Thanks, everybody. We're going to get out of here because I've got to go or my wife's going to kill me. You guys have a great night. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. All right. Trolls, ow! See you guys.